Hey guys, happy Friday. It is Ani and I will be sharing something that comes up so much today in my one-on-one coaching sessions, and I see it in the comments. I've heard the question so many times, and we'll be talking about it today in this video. I also will be talking about um, your subconscious mind, why you get those negative thoughts, why you have doubts, why you have fears, why those come up more than desired ones. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about how to tackle that. We'll be talking about what to do when you are missing your specific person. And yeah, we'll be probably talking about more, as I always do. I literally, like, the last few videos, you guys, I think it's been like, I don't know, I recently made a YouTube video that was 50 minutes long. Like, so a lot of free content, a lot of tips and tricks, a lot of personal experience, and talking about success stories and coaching sessions. So you guys always tell me you binge watch it, and I love you guys for that. So stick around, get your drinks, get your snacks. We will be having so much fun. Start this Friday off right. Start this weekend off right. So we just have an amazing weekend, amazing week, amazing month. If you guys are feeling down and sad, don't you worry. I intend this video really, really gives you a lot of aha moments, gets you out of that funk. And if you're not in a funk, even better. Cheers to that. Cheers to that, you guys. So many of you have been commenting on my weight loss and asking for updates. So as of today, I am down 23 pounds. I remember I mentioned it in a few videos back. It was 17 pounds. So it's 23 now, slow and steady. I'm not really depriving myself. I have something for you guys coming soon regarding that topic. So yeah, if you guys are also losing weight, also watching your health and fitness, comment down below. I will love to know about it. Let's begin, you guys. So missing your specific person. We've all been there. I've been there so many times. When you're manifesting a specific person, and maybe right now they're not in your life, maybe you haven't communicated with them in a very long time, maybe they are, but you don't feel comfortable communicating with them, you don't feel comfortable always texting and calling, and how some people say chasing. Maybe you've broken up, maybe there's a third party. There's so many circumstances and situations, but what do you do when you miss that person? Is it natural to miss your specific person on your manifesting journey? And my answer is 100% absolutely. Absolutely. I've had, if you guys are interested, I've had times where I have not talked to a specific person. There was like a year of no contact with my specific person, and this was before I knew about manifesting. So I've gone through it. I've gone through the feels. I've even missed specific person even when I could call them, even when I could text them. But I had just decided to believe in myself, have faith in the unseen. And a lot of you are doing that on your manifesting journey, and there's no problem in that. There's no problem in setting boundaries. There's no problem in changing the perspective, changing the script. Instead of you always doing the initiating, starting to manifest and recreate this person to start initiating and really coming in and making the moves and making the plans. There's no problem in any of that. And also, it's super natural to miss your specific person, even if they're a call away, even if you can text them right now, even if you can go see them right now. It's very natural and very normal to miss them. And I don't want you to think, because I get this so much. So many clients of mine are like, Ani, I'm afraid I messed this up because if I miss them, maybe that's lack. Or if I'm missing them, maybe I'm messing up my manifestation. Number one, nothing can mess up your manifestation unless you think so, unless you say so. So it's an assumption. That's number one. Number two, you probably miss people you're not even manifesting, right? I mean, sometimes like if I haven't talked to my mom all day or all week, I miss her and I'm not manifesting her. You know what I mean? It's so normal. It's human emotion. You're human at the end of the day. Like, I want you guys to feel. I don't want you to suppress. I want you to feel your emotions. It's totally fine. You are not messing anything up. Okay? So let's get that out of the way. You're not messing anything up. You're not pushing lack. The only time you will be pushing lack is when you're missing them and you're also attaching a meaning of that is the end all be all. You're never going to talk to him again. You're never going to see him again. You're really focused on your 3D reality, and maybe there's no movement in your 3D reality, which there always is movement, but you're probably just not getting validated in that moment, or for a few weeks, for a few months maybe, and you just feel like this is never going to work out, and you keep affirming that, like you keep assuming that, and you keep giving it that meaning, then that's not what we want to do. Now, what you do want to do is this. When you miss the person, and if you don't want to call them or text them, or a lot of people say chase them, you don't want to do that, that's completely fine. There's nothing wrong in calling them or texting them. But again, what you make it mean matters. Like, for example, I've gone through moments, a lot of my clients have gone through moments when you can call and text, but you feel weird afterwards. You feel maybe pathetic afterwards. You feel like, oh, see, again, I'm the one that initiated. I'm the one that ran after the person. If you're going to feel that way, I'd rather you not put yourself in that triggering situation. As a coach, my advice to you is don't put yourself in situations that are going to trigger you, and then you're going to try to do damage control and try to fix yourself, and it's going to take you hours and days to get out of that state of lack, that state of not being chosen. If you put yourself in that, then I'd rather you not. But if you feel comfortable doing it, if you feel fine and you understand that at the end of the day, like, you can't mess this up, none of it matters, and you're going to be calm and neutral afterwards, then go for it. But if you don't feel comfortable, this is what I want you to do. So if you don't feel comfortable reaching out, or if you have and you haven't gotten an answer or acknowledged, don't you worry. This is not the end all be all. This is not the end of your manifestation. They will come through. They will show up. I've seen it time and time again. I could bet money on it at this point. What I want you to do is, instead of you thinking in that moment, wow, I miss you, I love you, I want to be with you, why don't you want to be with me, why don't you call, why don't you text, instead of thinking that way, I'd rather you switch the perspective, because in every moment you have a choice to choose from one or the other. You have a choice to put yourself in a state or in a lane of having, or in a state or in lane of lack. So most of us, when we're feeling like we're missing something, we're associating that with not having, not being chosen, not being prioritized, loss, all of these things, right? All of those are linking together, and all those thoughts are inviting their friends over, and you may even feel like spiraling, or you may even be crying, you may be even emotional. I've gone through it. Like, I've gone through when I was in no contact with SP, or even when I was just wanting like commitment and it wasn't there yet. I would have those nights. I would have those tears and those emotions and those feelings, super normal. But what I want you to do is change the perspective, because in that very moment, in that very situation, you can change the perspective and start thinking about, how would it feel if they were missing you right now? What would they be thinking? Like, for example, like if I were to do it with my SP, I would be thinking like, I wonder what Ani's up to. I wonder if she's talking to anyone right now. I wonder if anyone is trying to distract her away from me. I wonder if anyone's trying to woo her. I wonder if anyone's trying to impress her. I wonder if I should be taking action right now. I should be taking action right now. I should be confident enough to make that move. I should be doing something because I don't want her to slip away. I don't want her to be in someone else's arms. And it sounds so simple, but nobody does it. It sounds like when I would start doing that, I would think, why wouldn't I ever do this for so long? Why wouldn't I do that? Why would I stay in the same old lax state instead of changing perspective? So I want you to try that. And it sounds very, very elementary, maybe, as I'm speaking, as I'm saying this, but you would be surprised how your focus and it shifts, how the state shifts. You're going to be very surprised every single time you do it. It's going to come up less and less, that it's going to be like, you're not going to feel any longer that this is a hopeless situation. You're going to be doing that perspective change, which is going to be causing thought transmission with your specific person, which is going to be causing enough thought transmission causes action being taking place in your 3D reality. Okay? If that makes sense, comment down below, say makes sense. Okay? Another thing I want to mention, you guys, is as you change perspective in whatever it is that you're manifesting, recreating a specific person, whether you're manifesting more money, in whatever you change perspective in and shift focus, I want you to understand this one thing. Always remember it, write it down, put it on a sticky note, put it all over your room. Seriously, I'm serious, because we forget this so much. Your subconscious mind doesn't care if you're switching perspective. It really doesn't care. It's going to, what's the word? It's going to support your story change no matter what. But at first, it feels hard. And at first, it feels difficult because maybe your story has been so dominantly in lack that your subconscious mind is not used to it. So when your subconscious mind is not used to a perspective change, it will try to suggest your old perspective back onto you. Kind of like, this is such a good analogy in my opinion. When you're texting, right, and your phone, like, what's the word? The auto typing stuff, right? When your keyboard knows how you like to write things, right? It will always suggest the words, like it always brings it up, right? The words you always use, most often use. But when you're trying to change the way, like maybe you're writing a professional text message or a paragraph, whatever, and it keeps suggesting the old like slang you've been using, right? And you're like, no, like I don't want to use this slang. I want to be more professional. I don't want you to keep changing the wording I'm using, right? Your subconscious mind does that with your stories in your head and your assumptions. So when you're going from, like, you're recreating a specific person, like you're recreating a version of, you want a better version of them, you want a version of them that shows up, that is confident, that is gonna make the moves, that is motivated to make the moves towards you, that is motivated to be in a committed relationship with you. When you're going to that version from a version that's like not, they're afraid of commitment, they don't want anything, they're not interested, they just want to be friends, there's a third party. When you're switching up the story, your subconscious mind at first is going to be like, no, this is not familiar. Ugh, I can't even talk. This is not familiar, one. Also, does it feel safe too? Because whatever's familiar is safe to your subconscious. Even if it's negative, even if your story's been negative, it still feels safe for you because you've created a habit in it, right? So that's why we get counter thoughts, like thoughts that counter what you're wanting, desiring. We get the opposite story coming up. We get the old story coming up so much because number one, it was dominant. Number two, it felt safe for your subconscious. Number three, you've built that muscle up. It's a habit, right? That way of thinking. And now it's like you're switching it and now it's getting uncomfortable. It's like, what are you doing? But again, at the end of the day, your subconscious mind will try to keep you safe. But if you push enough and you persist enough, now your new perspective, your new story will become dominant. And that's what a lot of our journey is. It's that persisting and staying consistent in the end goal and desire. And how you do that is day to day, moment to moment. Like it's not like a one-time thing. Like you don't just shift your perspective once throughout the day and then it becomes dominant. You do it every time it comes up. Okay? And you do it from a place of understanding, like I'm doing this so it becomes dominant. I'm not doing this to exhaust myself. I'm not doing this to like force it to happen. I'm doing this because I'm changing my thoughts, assumptions, and beliefs to a better dominant story, which is only going to benefit you. It won't hurt you. It's just in that middle, you may get a little bit of resistance because it's change, because it's not familiar. But again, your subconscious mind really wants you to grow. It wants you to expand. It doesn't want you to stay in the same place all the time. So it doesn't care if you change the story. Like your subconscious mind right now wouldn't care if you have a story now all of a sudden of being chosen by this specific person when you had a story of not being chosen. It's not going to force you to stay in the old story. It's not going to test you. It's just going to kind of push up against it because it's not dominant. But then it's going to be like, okay, if you make it dominant, fine. That's what I'm going to push out because I'm your little worker bee over here. I'm your little worker bee, the subconscious mind says. I just want to give you what you keep dominant within. And if you keep feeding me like dominantly a different story, then I'm going to have to project that out in your 3D reality. There's no other choice. Okay? But most of us, what we do is we don't work on changing the perspective. We like to stay in the same perspective. We may not even know we're doing it, to be honest with you. That's why be aware, be conscious, be aware, be intentional. Listen to that intuition, listen to your emotions. If thoughts don't feel good, if you're having all these not chosen thoughts all day and you're not feeling good, that shouldn't be normal. That shouldn't be comfortable. Your body's trying to explain to you, I'm not feeling good for a reason. Your story doesn't match your truth. And your truth is you are a creator. Your truth is you are here to experience things you desire. But you also need to understand things you desire and the things you're playing around with in your head dominantly matter. Because if you really, really, really want something, but you're really, 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 really focused on not having it, you're not doing yourself a favor. It's like self-sabotage. Okay? So completely normal to miss your person, completely normal to have days of tears, days of worry, days of doubt, days of fear. We are human. We have emotion. Don't knock the emotion. Don't hate the emotion. Listen to it. Purely observe it. You don't have to absorb each and every thought. It's okay. Feel it. Let it have its little 5 minutes, 2 minutes, but then understand that this is not your end. This is not the end all be all. Things will change. This time will pass. This emotional moment will pass. And also, you guys, I want you to know, when your manifestation comes in, you will be shown why it took the time it did, or the bridge of incidents that took place. You will be shown that. You will know about it. You'll hear the story about it. You'll find out. It's like when my SP, every time my SP came in and it was better, more solid, I would literally find out all the in-between stuff, and I would be like, wow, okay, that person's life was leveling up and changing as mine was, and it kept matching, and it kept bringing us together. And for some of you, it's not going to be in and out. For some of you, it's just going to be in. Like, you may not have communication in between, but then when they come in, they stay. Or you may have hot and cold behavior, and then it just gets hotter, committed. Okay? So keep that in mind. Like, everyone's story is different. There's no right or wrong. But always remember, it's not the end all be all. You can have your emotions, welcome them. It's totally fine. Your subconscious mind is not testing you. It's not trying to bring down your desire. It's not trying to push away your desire. It just may feel, there may be a little resistance. You may feel a little resistance because it's not feeling safe in your new story. But just like a baby, right? A baby doesn't feel safe when it's getting up to walk either. It's like very like, but then once it's up, and then it knows, like, okay, it's totally fine to be here. So it's kind of like you're building that momentum with your subconscious mind. So that being said, if you guys have gone through this, comment down below. If you're going through this currently, comment. I would love to hear it. I love you guys so much. You guys leave such amazing comments. Thank you for those of you that are just viewers. You're not even a client or a course client or one-on-one client, and you're just watching my free YouTube videos, and you're applying the work, and you're experiencing changes. Not only that you're doing that, but you're sharing the feedback in the comments. I love you. Thank you, because you're helping everyone watching. It's probably, really motivating. I love seeing it too. I love seeing that you learned, you applied, you're seeing changes, and I love to share that, like, happiness with you. It makes my day, it makes my week, it makes my year when you guys are winning. Like, honestly, it's the best feeling ever. If you have sent in a success story and I have not shared it yet, I will. Don't you worry. I've been receiving so much from course clients, one-on-one clients, you guys, just even viewers that have sent it. I will be sharing them, so stay tuned for the Friday videos. And you guys, if you need help, homework, guided homework day to day on what to do, how to do it, when you're manifesting a specific person, when you're removing a third party, when you're manifesting in more money, all my courses are available. Links are going to be in the description box down below. If you're having questions or a hard time, comment down below or email us, and reception will help you with that. When you go to buy a course, don't worry about the date or time. Pick the soonest available, and you have the course right away. The moment you purchase it is the moment you receive it. Don't worry about the day or time. And thank you guys so much for those of you that have tried out my new course, Manifest master your mind, manifest your specific person, and have sent in those success stories, I will be sharing those as well. I just wanted to do this video because so many questions were coming up about this, and I'm sure you guys have thought about it. I'm sure you guys have thought about, is it right? Is it wrong? Is it okay? Is it natural? Is it okay to miss the person? Is it lack? Is it not lack? Like, you guys don't look into, how should I say this? Take it easy. Like, I know there's so much information out there. There's so much like content, and one person saying this, one person saying that, one person, but listen to your intuition as well too. Like, I remember like hearing people like nowadays too, so many I hear so much content that is not correct at all. Like, I had a client and she had heard somewhere, or I don't know if she got coaching somewhere else or had heard some information where it was like, well, if you're not getting your manifestation right now, then you're doing something wrong. If you're not getting it like the same week of working on it. And that is so false. That is so false. You guys, there's a bridge of incidents that take place. Not always, but there is sometimes. And sometimes you don't even have resistance towards the thing. Like, I don't know if you guys remember the story I shared about the Louis Vuitton wallet I received as a gift on my birthday. I had just desired that one time. I looked at it. I took a screenshot of the wallet. I was like, oh my God, I really like it. I'll keep the screenshot in my phone. And then one day maybe I'll buy it, maybe not, whatever. It was just a desire, right? I didn't even have resistance towards it. I wasn't like, oh my God, I need it now. How am I going to manifest this? Like, it wasn't like that at all. And the reason I'm saying I didn't have resistance towards it is because when you don't have resistance towards some things, it comes in like faster than ever. You don't have to work on, like blocks, patterns, traumas, right? But listen to this. So something I didn't even have resistance towards, it took me a few weeks or a few months even to receive that on my birthday. That when I received it on my birthday, I didn't even realize that that was something I had screenshotted in my phone until later. So later I realized, I was like looking through my gallery and I was like, this is the exact wallet I got on my birthday. Like, what? Like, and then I checked the screenshot date and it was like a few weeks or months prior, and that I didn't even have resistance towards it. It was a one-time thought. So it is totally false. Like, I've been manifesting for years. I've seen crazy manifestations, you guys, where it was literally like chess pieces were moved to bring people together. Like, I've seen crazy, crazy circumstances dissolve, and it's not true. That is a total myth, that if you desire something and you don't get it the same day or the same week or in a few weeks, that you don't know how to manifest or you're doing something wrong. That's just, I don't know. But to each their own, right? We're here for results, okay? I'm here to get you results and maintain results, okay? Manifest and maintain. That's all we care about. All right, you guys, I love you. Have a happy Friday. Have a happy weekend. Have an amazing weekend. Change the perspective. Change the perspective. Remember what I said. Okay? I will see you in the next video.